State. As we said, John Michael Wright's the coach in his third year at the helm of the Blue Jackets. Defense has been the main problem this year for his team as they're giving up over 65 points a game. Blue Jackets are led in scoring by a very good player in sophomore forward Wyatt Clark, who's averaging more than 23.5 points per contest and probably doesn't get the accolades he deserves. He had a career-best 41 in an overtime win over Prestonsburg at the Nicholas County Holiday Classic. Clark has scored over 30 points in 3 other contests as well, so at any time he could just heat up and make things difficult for any opponent. As a team, or as an outside shooter, Clark is very effective as well, making 36% of his three-pointers. The best rebounders on this year's Nicholas County team is sophomore reserve Lincoln Morris, who's actually starting tonight at 6 rebounds per contest. Meanwhile, Harrison County picked up a fairly easy win over Pendleton County on the Hilltop last Saturday. The Breds raced out to a 9-0 lead and led by 10 at the half, but then the Breds started out the third quarter with a 13-4 run to put the game away. Since a 3-4 start to the season, Harrison County has played very well, winning 10 of its last 12 games. Harrison County has gone 10-2 here at home as well. So you got us 10-2 at home, Nicholas 0-10 on the road. Doesn't sound like a great combination if you're a Nicholas County fan. Still, like I said, Nicholas County is a team that will never give up. They'll keep on fighting till the very, very end, so we had better be prepared mentally for this ball game. Well, both teams have returned to the respective locker rooms, so we'll take a break and then come back and give you the starting lineups of tonight's game between Harrison County and Nicholas County in the second game of this girl-boy doubleheader. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame show on WCYN. All righty, back here on the Hilltop. Harrison County and Nicholas County about to take each other on. Let's take a look at the starting quintets. First for Nicholas County, 6-15 on the year, coached by John Michael Wright. At a guard, a 5'10 senior, number 3, Ethan Sexton. Sexton's averaging 4.1 points per game. He failed to score the first time these two teams got together. At the other guard is Tate Letcher. Letcher wears the number 23. He's a 5'9 junior, averaging 5.8 points a game. He had a team-high 11 when these two teams got together before. At one of the forward positions is Wyatt Clark, their leading scorer. He wears the number 20. He's a 6'1 sophomore, averaging 23.6 points per game, but was held to just 9 by our defense when we played these guys over in Carlisle. Another guard is Lincoln Morris. He wears the number 00. He's a 5'11 sophomore, averaging 9.4 points a game. And in the middle, a 6'3" 8th grader, number 52, Preston Blake. He's averaging 5.6 points per game, but did not score against the Breds the first time around. So once again for the Blue Jackets, it'll be Sexton, Letcher, Morris, Clark, and Blake. Nicholas County this year averaging 55.4 points per game on offense, but on defense giving up a rather hefty 65.6 points per contest. Now for the Harrison County Thoroughbreds, 13-6 on the year. At a guard, a 6' sophomore, number 1, Caden Custard. Custard leads the team in scoring at 13.9 points a game, but was held to just 5 in the earlier game between these two. And another guard, Mason Smiley. Smiley's a 6' sophomore who wears number 3. He's averaging 3.5 points per game, but had a career best 12 points in the other game between Harrison County and Nicholas. At a forward, Richard Harris. Harris wears the number 4. He's a 6'4 senior, averaging 6.1 points a game. The other forward is J.D. Kendall. J.D. wears the number 21. He's a 6'5 junior, averaging 7.7 points a contest. And in the middle, a 6'10" sophomore, number 44, Will Furnish. Will's now averaging 5.5 points a game. So once again for the Breads, it'll be Custard, Smiley, Harris, Kendall, and Furnish. Harrison County averaging 60.1 points a game on offense. On defense, giving up 51.5 points a game. On paper, the Thoroughbreds about a 20-point favorite to win this game and keep their record perfect in district play. While the teams continue to warm up, we'll take this opportunity to take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's pregame prayer. Here at the Hilltop, Harrison County and Nicholas County about to play each other for the 108th time. Harrison County leads the all-time series 84-23, including a mark of 43-11 here on the Hilltop. It's a series that began back in November of 1950 when the Breads traveled to Carlisle and came back home with a 75-66 win. Last year, the two teams got together a couple of times. The first time was in the regular season, a game over in Carlisle that Harrison won 68-46. The second time was in the first round of the 38th District Tournament, which is played here on the Hilltop, a game Harrison County won by a much more closer margin, 59-52. Well, once again, if you had not heard or if you weren't listening when I said it the first time, the games that were supposed to be played in Mount Olivet against Robertson County on Friday have been moved to tomorrow night, trying to beat the weather. So make that change in your program that we'll play Robertson County's Lady Devils and Black Devils tomorrow night instead of on Friday night. Now next Saturday, weather permitting, the Thoroughbreds will be hosting Montgomery County as the back half of a day-night girl-boy doubleheader. Then next Tuesday, another girl-boy doubleheader will be here on the Hilltop with the Paris Lady Hounds and Greyhounds coming to town. The wrestling team Saturday, the girls' state tournament will take place over at Tays Creek. Of course, the Harrison County Lady Wrestlers, the defending state champions. They've won 2 of the first 3 state championships sponsored by the KHSAA, and hopefully we can make it 3 out of 4 after this coming Saturday. So best of luck to our girl wrestlers. The archery team will also be in action on Saturday as they'll take part in the RCS Shootout. That's the Robertson County Schools over in Mount Olivet. And also best of luck to the bowling team, who next Monday will head to Louisville to the Executive Strike and Spare Bowling Alley to participate in the girls bowling state tournament over there into the River City. All right, we got time for one more break. We'll come back with the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Nicholas County in game number 2 of this girl-boy doubleheader. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. back here at the Hilltop. The starting quintet for Nicholas County has been introduced. Now Harrison County's starting five getting the same treatment. Fairly good crowd on hand for this midweek game and this contest between border rivals, the Nicholas County Lady Jackets and Blue Jackets. Nicholas County's brought over quite a few people, as you might imagine. Maybe not as many as Pendleton County brought on Saturday, but still pretty close. Although the student section doesn't even compare because Pendleton County's student section came in droves. Good atmosphere. Alrighty, Richard Harris will jump center for Harrison County across the midcourt stripe. Preston Blake, the 8th grade center for Nicholas County, as we're about to get this game underway. The 13-6 Reds against the 6-15 Blue Jackets. Harrison 3-0 in district play. Nicholas 0-3. Ready for the opening toss-up. There it is, and the tap controlled by the Thoroughbreds. Kendall gets the ball to the left side to Custard, long range. He'll set the offense from the far side of the midcourt circle. Makes his move to the top of the key, to the elbow, kicks it on the wing to Smiley. Mason to the top of the key to Kendall on the weave. He'll give it back to Custard. Custard at the foul line, moves to the left elbow, out top to Smiley. Smiley moves into the elbow, dumps it into the paint to Harris, splits the defense and lays it in. Nice move that time by Richard. Always good to give Richard going early in the ball game. If he gets shots like that early on, you can almost guarantee he's going to have a good night.
If he gets the ball in that spot all the time, he'll really be good.
Got that right. He's just so much stronger than these Nicholas County kids.
Mason did a good job getting it to him. Right,
yes, he did.
There.
Sure did. Got to give credit where credit is due there. With the basketball in the front court, Clark tried to go baseline, cut up by Smiley, dumps it back up top to Morris. He'll get the ball to Sexton. A floater in the lane from 12 is no good, and Harris is down there for the rebound. He'll bring the ball into the front court himself. Gets it to Kendall in between the circles to the right side, long range to Smiley in front of the Nicholas County bench. Now Mason takes his dribble to the foul line, where he'll kick the ball to Custard. Custard down on the block to Furnish. Turnaround jumper too hard off the glass, but Custard is there for the rebound. Nice job that time by Caden on the offensive glass as Harrison County takes the early 4-0 lead. 6.5 left to go in the first quarter. Now nearly a turnover. Here's a three by Sexton. Bounces in and out, no good. And Harris is there for another board. He'll get the ball in the front court to Custard. Caden on the near side to Smiley for three. Count it down. Mason Smiley with a long-range tray. And already John Michael Wrights has seen enough as his team, Mike, is not moving near as quickly as the Thoroughbreds.
No, that was about a 4-on-2 break, and it really wasn't a break. It was just a quick moving the ball down the floor. So it's going to be John Michael's going to have to get them into the ball game here, or they're going to be out of it.
Oh yeah. Much like it was over at their place when we got out to that 18-2 lead. It was over before it started practically.
Yeah. Well, we're moving the ball good and looking for the guys underneath. If they're not there, we do something else, and that's what we got to do.
Good fundamental basketball.
Yep.
Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Out of the break, full court man pressure by the Thoroughbreds. Inbounds pass comes to Sexton, guarded by Smiley in the backcourt. Now double team, lobs the ball in the front court to Morris. Morris on the wing, moves inside the arc. Now tries to throw a pass inside, knocked away by Furnish. Turnover, gives the ball back to the Breds. In the front court, Kendall. Skip pass to the far corner to Custard. Now in the paint to Harris, powers it up. And I think he was trying to pass the ball to Furnish, but Will wasn't looking for it. So a turnover gives the ball to Nicholas County. In the front court, nearly a steal by Smiley, but they're going to call a foul on him as he ran into Tate Letcher instead. That'll be the first foul on Mason. Coach Brooks telling him to take a better angle.
That's a good call.
Oh, yeah.
Good hustle. It's Jersey night in the stable.
I see that now. With the basketball, Morris at the elbow. Kicks it on to Letcher, goes to the basket, and lays it in. Nice drive that time by the junior, Tate Letcher, to get his team on the board. They still trail, though, 7-2. 5.5 left to go in the first quarter. Custard with the basketball, moves to the left elbow where he'll hand it off to Kendall. JD down on the block to Harris, puts it up and misses the easy one, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, blocked by Blake, and now a tie-up is going to be called. As an 8th grader, Blake, a very nice-looking player.
Good size kid.
Yeah, he is. We need to find his dad a job at 3M.
Yeah. Letcher did a good job getting that shot off with Furnish guarding.
In the front court, baseline 10-footer by Blake is no good. Bounced on both sides of the rim, and Clark comes down with the rebound. And now as he tries to drive inside, he turns the ball over. That was a good trap that time by Smiley and Custard to force that turnover. Harrison still up 7-2. Kendall with the basketball across the timeline. Moves in between the circles to the right side, finds Custard long range. Caden moves to the left elbow where he'll hand the ball to Smiley. Smiley almost had an unforced error to Harris. Down low to Furnish, who lays it in. Good assist that time by Richard. Furnish with his first bucket of the night. Puts Harrison up 9-2. 4:51 now, a steal by Custard. Gets it in the front court quickly to Smiley. Smiley back up top to Custard all alone for a three. Turned it down, gets to Kendall for a tray. Yes! Long range three by J.D. Kendall, his first points of the night, as Harrison County's lead grows to 12-2. 4.5 left to go in the first quarter. In the front court, Blake up top to Morris. Morris drives to the block, has a shot blocked by Harris. Rebound pulled in by Kendall. Up the floor come the Breads into the front court. Excuse me. Harris with a couple of blocks already in the ball game. Smiley gets it down low to Furnish, who lays it in. Right now it's men against boys out there on the floor as Harrison County takes a 14-2 lead.
Eighth grader's a good-looking eighth grader, but he's a lot shorter than Will. Will's getting him on his hip.
With the basketball in the front court, Nicholas County drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Custard. Custard in the front court, dumps it on the near side to Smiley for the open three. Short this time, but Harris is there for another offensive rebound. Out top, NBA three by Custard. Good! Well, Harrison County showing unlimited range as they gone up 17-2. If you'll remember, the Breads took an early 18-2 lead. Now Kendall fires up a three after a steal. It's no good. And Morris comes down with the rebound. In the front court comes Letcher with the ball. Letcher tries a pass, knocked out of bounds and into the stable by Kendall. Wholesale changes for both teams. For Harrison County, Garrett Wilson steps in, a 5'11 sophomore averaging 3.8. Clay Carpenter comes in as well. 6-foot senior averaging 7.5. Blaine Biddle, 6'4 senior averaging 4.5. And also Braylon Hinton, a 6'3 sophomore averaging 7.6. We'll get you to the Blue Jackets as they get the ball. In the corner with the ball now is Maddox Donovan. Maddox Donovan, the 6'2 freshman, averaging 1.8. Now a foul is going to be called on Carpenter. That'll be his first. Also in the game is Oscar Saucedo. He's a 5'8 sophomore, averaging half a point a game. Andrew Watkins, their good football player, 6-foot junior, averaging 0.2, is in the game as well. And also Dylan Donovan, a 6-foot sophomore. Shot put up no good. Racing down the offensive rebound is the aforementioned Dylan Donovan. Now a steal by Custard. Comes up the floor and trying to get it to Hinton as he was falling down. Hinton wasn't expecting that ball at his ankles. Goes out of bounds, give the ball back to Nicholas. Quickly into the game now comes Elijah Harris. Elijah, a 5'7 sophomore, averaging 0.6 points a game, will come in for Custard. 2:54 left to go in the first quarter. Harrison leading 17-2. Into the front court with the ball comes Saucedo. Saucedo looking, backdoor cut, gets the ball to Watkins. His shot blocked. Watkins comes down with the board, however, and comes back outside. Gets it down the baseline to Dylan Donovan. Ball kicked around, now firing a long three. Clark, no. Rebound this time picked up by Wilson, and he's going to be fouled. Foul is going to be called on Maddox Donovan. That'll be Maddox Donovan's first.
They're trying to do a little bit too much individually, Nicholas County is, trying to get all back in the game at once.
There's no such thing as a 15-point shot.
No.
Hinton with the basketball goes to the block, has a shot partially blocked by Maddox Donovan. Biddle gets the rebound, his putback is no good. And now we're going to have a foul called after that shot by Blaine. Foul is going to be called on Dylan Donovan. That'll be his first. Sending Biddle to the line. Blaine on the year, having his troubles, only a 46% free throw shooter. First free throw here is no good again. It looks bad coming off his hand.
Yeah.
Concentrate. I'll bring your grandfather down to show you how it's done. Second free throw.
There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, that's just
all I've got to do is threaten him with Lloyd coming down.
That was the threat right there. It worked.
18-2, your score. Harrison County up the same margin as they did over in Carlisle a couple of weeks ago when they led 18-2. With the basketball right now is Dylan Donovan. He'll get it out top to Maddox Donovan. And his pass is stolen by Hinton. Braylon to the basket, layup good. Nice job of using his body as a shield that time by Braylon. It puts Harrison up 20-2. 1:52 left to go in the first quarter. Clark gets the ball into the front court and throws it into the stable. So Harrison County will get the ball back. Returning to the floor for Nicholas County after that failed experiment. Sexton, Morris, Blake, as well as Max Donovan stays in there.
Which one of these guys are leading
Letcher.
scorer?
Do what?
Which one's are leading scorer?
Number 20.
20.
Yeah. He's missed several shots already.
Yeah, he's the one trying to do too much.
Carpenter gets the ball to Hinton out top. Over to the left side to Elijah Harris. Elijah into the hands of Carpenter. Carpenter goes down to the block, cut off. Now gets it back on the wing to Hinton for three. No, rimmed out. Rebound is on the floor and dug out there by Elijah Harris. He gets more offensive rebounds as a short guy than anybody I know. It's like Calvin Murphy used to be. And now a charge called. They'll give the ball back to the Jackets. Trailing 20-2 though with 1:18 left to go in the first quarter. Morris against full court pressure gets the ball inbounds to Letcher. Letcher in the front court to Donovan. That's Maddox. Maddox up top to Morris on the baseline to Maddox again for a 10-footer that's no good. And Garrett Wilson digs in there to get the rebound. He'll get the ball up the floor and into the front court where he'll hand it off inside the center circle to Hinton. Over to the left side to Carpenter, long range. Carpenter fires a three off the flange, and the rebound is pulled in by Morris. He'll get the ball to Letcher. Letcher in the front court goes inside the arc. Now tries a no-look pass to nobody. Loose ball picked up by Hinton. Outlet pass is a little too much in front of Carpenter, who doesn't have Carl Lewis speed in any sense of the imagination.
You don't think he has Jerry Lewis speed?
Yes, Jerry Lewis. I like that.
Well, Jerry's pretty fast.
Yeah.
In his day with Dean Martin.
In his day, that's right.
Yeah.
So, Clay Carpenter with Jerry Lewis speed. In the front court, in the corner, Donovan's three is short. He gets his own rebound, however. That's Maddox, and puts it up and in.
They have more offensive rebounds than they do defensive. Nicholas.
Yes. Makes it a 20-4 game. Clock down to 16 seconds. With the basketball, Wilson in the corner to Elijah. Up top to Braylon. Now to Biddle. Left side, Carpenter with 5. Clay, got to shoot the ball, son. Goes to the basket. His layup at the buzzer is good. And that is the way that the first quarter will end with your score. Harrison County 22, Nicholas County 4. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County owns a 22-4 advantage as we begin the second quarter, and the Berets will have the basketball with, as I call it, Team B on the floor. Hinton with the basketball up top, gets it to the left side to Elijah. Harris up top to Carpenter now. Carpenter drives to the block. His layup is going to be a little too strong, but it's going to be because he was fouled by Blake. That'll be the 8th grader's first personal foul. Cynthia Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Carpenter at the line this year, 86%.
Hardee's buns. The buns on those sandwiches are really good.
Are they?
Yes. We're Harrison County right now is shooting 9 out of 8. Well, before he missed that shot, 9 out of 18 in the first quarter. 50%.
That's pretty darn good.
Yep.
Carpenter trying to increase his team's present 18-point advantage. It's on the way and good. Gives Clay 3 on the night. 23-4. Second free throw upcoming for the fifth-year senior Clay Carpenter. It's on the way, and this one is going to rattle out. No good. Morris comes down with the rebound, his third rebound of this first half. In the front court, gets the ball to Maddox Donovan. Down low to Blake. His turnaround jumper bounces out. No good, and Hinton has the rebound. Carpenter shaken up on the play. Did he come down wrong on his ankle or something? Andrew Watkins returns to the floor for the Blue Jackets.
Happened away from the ball somewhere or another.
Mason Smiley checks back in as Elijah Harris will bring the ball up the floor. Elijah to the left elbow, tries a pass. It's going to be, might have gone through the wickets of Garrett Wilson. Loose ball picked up by Clark, who races the other way and scores his first bucket of the game.
We have 5 turnovers, which is way too many.
Yeah, we're
this kind of game.
We're being a little too lax out there with the ball.
Yes.
With the basketball up top is Smiley. Guns it into the corner to Wilson. Wilson back on the wing to Smiley. Mason goes to the left elbow. Then gets it to Elijah Harris on the baseline. Wilson's 12-footer bounces out. Rebound by Elijah, puts it back up. Good! I tell you what, he has got to be much taller than 5'7", which is what he's listed at on the program.
They let the ball get down too low.
Yeah.
I guess.
25-6 now your score. 3 is fired in. Who was that fired it in?
That was 12.
Number 12, okay. Maddox Donovan. His first tray of the night makes it 25-9. 6:30 left in the first half with the basketball, Elijah Harris. Now throws the ball away as once again we're just being too lax with the ball. Steal was by Sexton. Into the front court comes Clark. Clark goes to the basket, lays it up, misses it. And a charge is going to be called as Elijah getting the job done on the other end of the floor as well, taking that charge. Nice job. Wyatt Clark just trying to do too much. Custard, Kendall, Richard Harris, Will Furnish all return to the floor for Harrison County. If you've been thinking about a farm and machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Custard across the timeline, his team up by 16. Moves to the left elbow, gets to Kendall. Kendall up top to Smiley. Smiley drives to the free throw line. Back up, shot no good. Custard rebound, put back, bounces off. But he's fouled and will go to the line for a couple of free throws. That foul on Morris. That'll be Lincoln Morris's first. Custard's first trip to the line tonight on the year, a 73% free throw shooter.
Nicholas County was getting more physical than this, as our second team, as you call them, wasn't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Making too many weak passes.
First free throw by Caden is good. Extends the lead to 26-9 with 5:55 on the clock. Second free throw is no good. Ball bounces off the floor, and Custard is there to pick it up. Gets the basket as well on that putback. Harrison County up now 28-9. 5:40 left. Here's a three by Morris off the flange, no good. And Smiley goes up and gets that rebound. Nice job, Mason. Gets it over to Kendall, who will race it into the front court on the far sideline. JD to the right side to Smiley, long range. Smiley goes to the elbow, backs up, gets to the far hash mark to Custard. Caden in the paint, drops it off, and it's going to be stolen away by Maddox Donovan. Maddox Donovan to the basket, has a shot blocked from behind by Custard. Nice job that time by Caden. Back in the game, Dylan Donovan returns, so both the Donovan boys are in there now. From his own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Morris. Harris leading 28-9, 5:12 left to go in the first half. Over in the corner, Clark races baseline, puts up a shot over Harris, no good. Furnish with the rebound this time for the Breads. He'll get it to Smiley. Smiley in the front court, an off-balance 12-footer, no good, but Furnish is there for the rebound. Boy, we need to see more of that from Will. Just using his size to go and get those putback baskets. 30-9, 4:49 left to go in the first half. In the front court, in the corner, Sexton gets it on the wing to Morris. Morris skip pass to the far side to Maddox Donovan for three. Good. That's the second tray of the second quarter by Maddox Donovan. And it makes it a 30-12 Harrison County lead. 4.5 left to go in the first half. You know, back when we played these guys in Carlisle, we went through kind of a second quarter lull. We're lulling now.
Yeah.
Kendall up top to Custer. Turns down the open three, drives to the basket, and lays it in. 10 first half points for Caden on the layup. Makes it 32-12. As we approach the midway point of the second quarter now, a pass is knocked to the bounds by Harris off the full court pressure. Salcedo checks back in. He'll come in for Sexton. Morris will trigger the inbounds pass from in front of his own bench in the backcourt against the pressure. Gets it to Clark. Clark will jog the ball into the front court where he's met by Custer defensively. Crosses over his dribble. Now tries a pass knocked away and stolen by Custer. 2-on-1 break. Custer to Richard Harris. Dunk! Nice feed that time by Caden for the slam dunk by Richard Harris. In the front court come the Blue Jackets. A three fired up by Maddox Donovan is no good, and Kendall is there for the rebound. 3:38 on the clock. In the front court, Harris baseline 10-footer, bounces, no. Rebound pulled down by Furnish, and he's going to be called for the charge as he knocks down a player who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Standing behind him, that was Dylan Donovan. Furnish's first personal foul.
Lost his balance there. That really wasn't a charge per se. He lost his balance.
Yeah. Blake checks back in now for Nicholas. 34-12, Harrison lead. They've led all the way.
8 turnovers.
Salcedo in the backcourt. Dribbles into a double team. Now he's in big-time trouble. Still in trouble in the backcourt. And finally, Coach Wrights calls a 30-second timeout because he saw that turnover was in the offing. 3 minutes and 21 seconds left to go here in the first half. Harrison County leading 34-12, but I think we've put the game on cruise control, Mike.
Yeah, we're sometimes trying to make a pass that isn't there.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably dribbling the ball a little bit more than Coach Brooks wants us to do. But overall, Nicholas is physical. We accept physical play better than our girls do.
Right.
Boys do. The girls don't accept physical play like that. So, but Nicholas is not going to quit.
Oh, no.
And,
not ever.
They're going to play hard, and we're playing hard. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah, they are. It's just that we're just more athletic and taller.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and, of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's on the right there on there.
Now a steal by Custard to Richard. And Richard's shot is blocked. Rebound pulled down by Wyatt Clark. Clark in the front court goes coast to coast, and a runner puts it in. Wyatt Clark with 4 points now. On the runner, gets his team back to within 20 at 34-14. 2:56 left to go in the first half. Kendall gets the ball to Custard on the wing. He'll get it back to Kendall in the corner. Skip pass to the far side to Smiley. Dump down on the baseline to Harris. That's Richard. Up top to Custard. Goes to the left elbow. Jump shot good. A dozen points for Caden. Puts Harrison County up 36-12. 2:32 left to go in the first half. Breaking the press that time was Maddox Donovan. Gets the ball to Blake. He'll fan it back to Dylan Donovan. Dylan to the foul line to Blake. Blake in between the circle to Saucedo to the left side to Clark. Clark in front of Harrison County's bench being guarded by Smiley. Takes the ball in between the circles. Now drives to the right elbow. Shot from there is off the flange. And Custard comes down with his 4th rebound to go along with his 12 points and 3 assists. Custard to Kendall. Left side 3. No good. Too long. Rebound pulled down by Furnish. His turnaround jumper no good. And the ensuing rebound is going to be pulled in, this time by Dylan Donovan. Into the front court with the basketball comes Clark. Clark to the left side. This is Dylan Donovan for 3. Air ball. And before the ball can go out of bounds, Custard was trying to bounce the ball off of Saucedo, but instead the bounce went off the end line. So Nicholas will retain possession.
I don't know, Caden looks stunned.
Yeah. Hinton comes back in for Harrison, as does Wilson. From his own baseline, Morris to trigger the inbounds pass. Morris gets the ball to Blake, who has his pocket picked by Wilson. Nice steal by Garrett. He'll get the ball to Smiley. Our sophomore class is amazing.
Wilson never quits.
No, never. Wilson up top for a three. In and out. That ball went around the rim and then came back out again. Blake with his first rebound of the night. He'll get the ball up the floor himself. Stops at the elbow and shot blocked by Furnish. Custard with the rebound. That's the first block of the night for Will. Going the other way, a turnaround shot from the block is no good by Wilson. We're styling too much. Rebound by Maddox Donovan. Maddox Donovan in the front court to Morris, who throws the ball right to Custard. 2-on-1 break. Caden to the basket, and he traveled as he was lining himself up for the layup.
No, they called a foul on him.
Oh, they did? Oh, for Hint for using illegal screen?
Yep.
Okay. Looked like that Caden thought it was football there for a second as he kind of got the ball on his hip about at the hash mark.
Sometimes he does get confused about that,
Yeah.
I think, but he
Either
just
way, a
making love.
turnover.
Yeah, it was.
Up the floor comes Clark, lobs it down to the baseline, or falling down this time was Andrew Watkins.
Braylon had a good thought. He just couldn't do what he did. He was trying to do the right thing.
Bo Queen's explaining that to him right there as well. That's what makes Bo a good official.
Yeah.
With the basketball up the floor comes Custard. Under a minute to go in the first half. It's been all Harrison County. Smiley now dishes the ball off to Wilson, who goes down to the block, gets it off to Biddle, who lays it in. Nice assist by Wilson. Biddle with his third point puts Harrison County up now 38-14. 24 seconds left on the baseline. That's Maddox Donovan, who misses the shot. I like the way that Blaine ripped that down. And the foul is going to be called on Maddox Donovan.
I think that makes one of you. I don't think Maddox Donovan was too wild about it.
No, he wasn't. Just talking about our side.
Yeah.
I like it when Blaine gets physical in there and rips stuff around. Harrison breaks the press in the front court. Smiley to Wilson, to the block. Puts it up and no good. And on the rebound, which is going to be on the floor, it's going to be a foul on Maddox Donovan. That'll be Maddox Donovan's third. 10 seconds left. Going to the line will be Braylon Hinton. Hinton on the season from the line, an 83% free throw shooter. As Sexton will check back in for Saucedo for the final 10 seconds. 38-14. Wow. Pretty
But this
dominant
quarter's only
performance.
16-10, though.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we kind of let up on the pedal a little bit. Coach Brooks will take care of that in the locker room.
Yep.
First free throw by Hinton is good. He now has 3 points.
Our foul shooting's better than it's been.
Oh, much better than the last 4 games. We were
doesn't say
20
much.
out of 49.
I mean, that means we hit the floor every time we shoot this tonight. Anyway, we were been awful.
Second free throw for Braylon is going to bounce off just when you said it was good free throw
I shouldn't have
shooting.
bragged about it. It's my fault.
Maddox Donovan to Clark. A long three is no good. Long rebound is saved from going out of bounds by Watkins. There's a shot at the buzzer that's no good. So, at halftime, your score, Harrison County 39 and Nicholas County 14. We invite you to join us now for our halftime show brought to you by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this first half that Harrison County has dominated. Once again, your halftime score in this big district game, Harrison County 39, Nicholas County 14. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. Start off this game on an 18 to make that a 20-2 run, and it's been all Harrison County ever since, although we didn't play with as much intensity and focus in the second quarter as I'm sure that Coach Brooks would have liked. Take a look at the individual scoring. First for Nicholas, they're led by Maddox Donovan, who has come off the bench to score 2 3-pointers for his 6 points. He came in averaging less than 2 points a game. 4 points for Wyatt Clark on the opposite end of the spectrum. Clark came in averaging over 23 points a game, but only has 4 here at the half. 2 points scored as well for Tate Letcher and Lincoln Morris. Also playing but not scoring for the Blue Jackets, Ethan Sexton, Dylan Donovan, Preston Blake, Oscar Saucedo, and Andrew Watkins. For Harrison County, Caden Custard leads the way with 12. 6 points for Will Furnish, 4 points for Richard Harris, and then 3 for Mason Smiley, J.D. Kendall, Braylon Hinton, Blaine Biddle, and Clay Carpenter. A couple of points were scored by Elijah Harris as well. The only player who got in the game that did not score was Garrett Wilson. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break, come back, and have Mike take a look at the team stats following this timeout. But once again, your halftime score from here on the Hilltop in the back half of this girl-boy doubleheader. Harrison County 39, Nicholas County 14. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Friends Dan Tackett and Cynthiana Tire have been serving the auto needs of Cynthiana and the surrounding area since 1977.
Had any radio trouble tonight?
Your car and the right questions to ask to match brand and tread type.
I don't know. It just seems like whenever we have trouble, Mike is on the board. I don't know.
Firestone, Bridgestone, and Michelin assure a wide selection of tires to choose from.
But I don't know. I think before it was because we had all those Robertson County people behind us.
Yeah, stomping all over there.
Yeah.
Stop by.
Just messed up the signal.
Feed your farm with Southern States Co-op in Cynthiana. Whether you need feed for dogs, chickens, pigs, rabbits, horses, or cattle, your local Southern States team can help you find the best nutrition program for all of the animals on the farm and around the house. Stop by Southern States on US 27 south of Cynthiana or call 234-2161. That's 234-2161. Curbside service is available.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones, financial advisor Mark Troxel. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategies the attention it deserves. Stop by my office at 136 East Pike Street. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Sometimes it's good to know that you don't have to drive all over the state to find the building
I don't
materials
see
you need to
Carpenter
repair
out
your
there.
home. 2x4s and nails, paint, brushes,
Nope.
caulk. You know we have the best selection of caulk in town.
Must be in the back with the trainer. Maybe getting it wrapped up real tight.
We have quite a few products that no one else in town has. There are too many to
Of course, with that game against Robertson tomorrow night, maybe let him take off the rest of the half because we don't need him anymore in this game.
Reds baseball. No matter the season, you say go Reds and go Reds. Come down and see them.
All righty, we're back here on the Hilltop with the Thoroughbreds up 39-14 over the Nicholas County Blue Jackets. Here's how that became. So, for Nicholas County, they shot the ball 24 times in that half, made 6 for 25%. They shot 8 3-pointers, made 2 of those for 25%. They're perfect from the foul line. They haven't shot one. They have 14 turnovers, 12 rebounds, 7 defensive and 5 offensive rebounds. For Harrison County shot the ball 36 times, made 16 for 44%, 3 out of 8 from three-point line for 37.5%. There are just 4 out of 7 from the foul line, which is better than it's been, but that's still not any good.
Right.
57%, 10 turnovers, which is disturbing. 23 rebounds, which isn't.
Right.
12 defensive and 11 offensive rebounds.
That's very good.
We were even 5 and 5 after the first quarter on offensive and defensive rebounds. So Harrison County is dominating the boards, but the size differential it ought to be. Plus, Nicholas County is playing. They have 7 guys on the sideline that can't play for injury.
Oh, really?
So they're missing some people.
Yeah.
So as bad as it is, it could be,
Could be worse.
So anyway, so that's I'm sure Coach Brooks said, we got to practice like we're playing against somebody else.
Yeah.
And play like we're playing against somebody else. We can't keep turning the ball over.
Well, one thing about Coach Brooks is he's very good at getting his point across.
Yes. Well, I'm sure. I bet you there's a lot of listening going on and not much talking.
I'm sure
which
of
is
that.
a good thing, and that's what we need to have done. So the Reds are back out on the floor. We don't see Clay Carpenter, so his ankle injury may be worse, or like you said, they may realize we got this game in hand.
Yeah.
We play Robertson tomorrow night.
Exactly. All right, both teams are back out there warming up. We'll be back with the third quarter handoff after this timeout. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WC1.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County will carry a 39-14 advantage into the second half and see if we can play with a little more intensity than we did in the second quarter. Harrison led 22-4 at the end of the first quarter, but in the second quarter only outscored the Blue Jackets 17-10. And Nicholas County will have the ball to begin the third quarter. Tate Letcher with the basketball across the timeline, gets to the left side into the hands of Clark, who has to dive for it to try to save it from going out of bounds. And although he did get a hand on it, he threw it out of the end zone.
15th turnover for the Nicholas County Blue Jackets.
Inbounds pass will come to Custard. Across the timeline on the far side of the midcourt circle. Now moves to the left elbow where he'll kick it on the wing to Kendall. Kendall between the legs dribble, gets it up top to Smiley, now to the left side to Custard long range. Caden looking for help, finds Richard Harris on the far side. He'll move into the elbow. Outside to Smiley for three, off the front of the rim. Furnish with the rebound. The putback is good. Nice strong move that time by the big men. He has 8 points on the night. Up the floor with the basketball come the Blue Jackets as Harrison County has turned the score around on 41-14, but laying it up and in, Lincoln Morris. 4 points for Lincoln Morris on that nice move to the basket. He's not a half bad player.
No.
41-16 your score a minute into the third quarter.
Coach Brooks real unhappy with Richard's defense on that play.
I'm sure, and he has every right to be. With the basketball, Custard at the foul line. Kicks it up between the circles to Richard Harris. Richard at the elbow, drops the ball. Gets it back on the wing to Custard. Custard being harassed out there by Clark. Uses a between the legs dribble to try to get away, but Clark is all over him. And now a 5-second call. That was just excellent defense by Wyatt Clark.
It was.
Just stayed with him step for step, almost anticipating every move that Custard was making.
Caden needs to be cognizant of the time he's holding the ball.
Well, there's been so few people that have been able to stay with him like that.
That's true.
In the front court with the basketball on the right side is Sexton. They get on the baseline. 10-footer by Morris is no good. Long rebound comes out to Custard, who races into the front court. He'll stop at the left wing. Now dishes it inside, intended for Furnish. It goes long, but Kendall is there to pick up the loose ball. And now fires a three that's good. JD with 6 points. And a timeout called by Harrison County as coach is not real happy with the way we're slinging the ball around. And to nobody in particular. Although Harrison County does lead 44-16.
Well, that defensive effort, and then we're kind of getting out of our offense.
Yeah.
We're trying to do too much. We do too much dribbling. Once we get way ahead.
It's like we're trying to say, okay, we need to do something fantastic that looks good on film.
Yeah.
So coach can point out how fantastic my play was. Make a regular play. It doesn't have to be fantastic all the time.
I don't think that was what he was pointing out that time out.
Right. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Facing full court pressure, Morris gets the ball inbounds to Clark, who races up the far sideline. Now to the top of the key to Sexton, to the right side to Letcher. Letcher to the basket. Shot blocked by Furnish, but I think they're going to call a foul on Will. That'll be Furnish's second personal foul. Brought his arms down just enough to get the foul call. Letcher at the line for the first time tonight. In fact, this is the first time that anybody for Nicholas has been to the line. Letcher, a 46% free throw shooter. Had 11 points to lead his team when we played these guys over in Carlisle. Just has 2 tonight. And it remains 2 as he barely grazes the front of the rim with that first free throw. Second free throw upcoming for the junior. And his second free try is also off the flange, no good. Custard steps in for the rebound. In the front come the Breads. Custard down low to Furnish, who lays it in. Perfect no-look pass. And Furnish was waiting on it. He has 10 points now after that layup. 46-16 Harrison's lead. And a steal by the Breads. Custard goes to the basket and the easy lay-in. 14 points for Caden as we head the other direction with 5:41 left and Harrison leading 48-16. On the left side, Morris inside the paint to Blake. Knocks down Kendall, no call. Blake's shot blocked out of bounds by Furnish. And it went off of Blake, so Harrison County will get the ball. Richard Harris inbounds the ball to Kendall. JD will walk it into the front court. Surveying the Nicholas County defense. Now goes in between the circles. Drifts over to the right side where he'll get the ball to Custard in front of the stable. Now to Richard Harris. To the elbow to Furnish. His shot's no good. And Letcher dives in there for the board. He'll bring the ball into the front court to Clark. And now Clark is going to be fouled by Smiley. That'll be Mason's second. Back in the game, returning for Nicholas is Maddox Donovan. He had those 2 threes in the first half. Cynthiana Hardee's has made-from-scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Morris at the midcourt stripe inbounds the ball to Maddox Donovan. He'll get it back to Morris. Morris goes to the block, puts up a shot blocked by Furnish, and once again Will had his arms down. That'll be 3.
No, he called it on Caden.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. So that'll be Caden's first personal foul. Seeing Morris to the line for the first time tonight on the year. Morris is a 64% free throw shooter. First free throw's good. Gives Morris 5 points. Makes it 48-17. 5:01 left to go in the third. Second free throw is way off the mark. And coming down with the board that time was J.D. Kendall. In the front court, Kendall to the left side to Smiley. Smiley at the elbow, gets it down on the block to Furnish. Turnaround shot off the glass is good. 12 points now for Will Furnish. Making those easy shots. 50-17, Harrison County firmly in control. Now a steal by Custard as they almost threw it right to him. Caden goes to the basket and lays it in. I think that Coach must have said no fancy stuff when he went to the locker room because nothing fancy about those last 2 layups by Caden, except that they went in. With the basketball from the block, shot up by Maddox Donovan, no good. Richard Harris gets the board for the Breads. Now the steal by Letcher. Letcher, Euro step to the basket, but misses the layup. Ball bounces out of bounds off of Nicholas County. Dylan Donovan will check back in now for his team. Reds on their way to on their way to improving their record to 14-6. Should have reminded you that now we're at 35-point margin. The continuous clock has started.
Yeah, that'll make this game faster than the other one.
Yeah. Real quick coming back in, Maddox Donovan. As Letchard will come out.
Like
Did he maybe get hurt on that play?
Yeah, he's like he's.
In the front court, Custer to Richard Harris between the double team. Almost lost it, but he's able to power it in with those strong hands. Good job by Richard. Makes it 54-17. With 3:20 left to go in the third. Racing the other way. Shot blocked out of bounds not out of bounds. It was actually blocked well by Furnish. J.D. Kendall got the rebound. In the front court, shot put up and good. Richard Harris now with 8 points on the night. After that layup. 56-17 as this game is starting to get out of control.
They got timeout that Coach Brooks.
Yeah, got their attention.
Defensive message.
Yes, because we were playing terrible defense, much like there,
Yes.
where Ethan Sexton got an easy deuce after we lost him on the backside. 56-19 though. Harrison's kind of still up. Smiley three off the front of the rim, no good. Furnish rebound, hook shot back up, rims out. That ball went halfway down, then came back out again.
His left-handed hook.
Now a foul is going to be called on Caden Custard. That'll be Caden's second. Hinton, Biddle, Elijah Harris, and Wilson back in for Harrison County. Team 2. We'll have to figure out a name to call our second team. I don't like B team. I don't like second team.
No.
We'll have to pick out somebody and call it like Team Biddle. Here's a long three, no good by Maddox Donovan. Rebound by Morris, gets it out underneath the basket to Sexton, who lays it in. Makes the score.
The shock troops if they would come in and play defense.
Yeah, 56-21.
Some of them do.
Most of them don't. With the basketball, Elijah Harris goes to the basket. His shot partially blocked, but also some body by Dylan Donovan. I'll have to figure out a way to get the Donovans figured out. Elijah Harris going to the line. He's 1 for 3 this year from the charity stripe.
One of them should dye their hair a different color or something.
Or wear it longer.
Make it easier for the
broadcasters. That's what's ultimately the most important thing in any basketball game.
Exactly.
First free throw drops in there for Elijah.
Yeah.
57-21 now the score. As coming into the game now, Cliffy McIlvain for Harrison County. Cliffy, a 6'1 sophomore, averaging 1.4 points a game. Had a celebrated three-pointer at the end of the game the other night.
I was listening. I heard that.
Yeah. By both student sections. Second free throw is no good by Elijah. And coming down with the rebound was Dylan Donovan. Clark gets it in between the circles to Dylan Donovan. Now on the baseline, racing to the basket is Sexton, I believe. Nope. Maddox Donovan. He's fouled as he goes there. And the foul's on Biddle. That'll be Blaine's first. Maddox Donovan at the line for the first time in this game. He is 1 for 2 this season. First free throw with 1:12 left to go in the contest is on its way and off to the right, no good.
They shoot free throws like we do.
Yeah. Second free throw upcoming for the freshman, Maddox Donovan. And his second free throw is good. He has 7 points, came in averaging under 2. So having a good night for him. 57-22 now your score. 1:08 left in the third. Elijah Harris with the basketball, dishes it to Hinton, who wasn't expecting it, and the loose ball is picked up by Sexton. In the front court to Clark. Clark to the block, to the glass, and the ball goes around the rim and comes back out again, and guess who? Elijah Harris has got the rebound. Foul on the play, and we'll head the other direction and shoot some free throws. I think. No, we're not even near the bonus yet.
No.
Should have looked before I spoke.
The continuous clock was running. They questioned while their clock was running, it should be running.
Yeah. Inbounds pass comes to Elijah, gets to Hinton. Hinton to Garrett Wilson on the left side. Wilson rates on the rest of his team. Now gets it back to Elijah near the center circle. He'll reset the offense from there as he angles to the right side and gets the ball to McIlvain. Back to Harris in the corner. Elijah falls down, Loose ball picked up by Maddox Donovan. In the front court, gets the ball to Clark, who in turn gets it back to Maddox Donovan. Back to Clark near the far hash mark. Bounce pass stolen by Wilson. He really telegraphed that one. Wilson to Hinton to the basket. Reverse layup good. Give Wilson an assist on that one as Hinton now has 5 points on the night. So good layup that time by Braylon. Here's a shot put up, no good. Rebound is still being chased after, and finally coming up with it and missing the layup is Dylan Donovan as the buzzer sounds. So at the end of the third, your score, Harrison County 59, Nicholas County 22. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County up comfortably, 59 to 22, a 37-point margin, and we'll have a continuous clock throughout the fourth quarter. Harrison County not only will it improve to 14-6 overall, but will now be 4-0 against district competition. Elijah Harris brings the ball into the front court. On the left side, finds Hinton to the elbow to Wilson. Turnaround jumper, bounces off. Rebound, comes out high to Elijah. He's just got a nose for the ball. And he's going to be fouled. That foul is going to be called on Blake. Be Preston Blake's second personal.
Tried to run through Elijah to get the ball.
Yeah. That's 4 rebounds for Elijah Harris, 5'7".
Well, Elijah's got to know, like a while ago when he lost that ball, he had tried to dribble through 3 people.
Yeah, can't keep
do
doing that. Call away from the ball as Blake just committed a foul. He was probably 20 feet from where the basket was.
He was holding on to somebody that's trying to get free.
From his own baseline on the opposite side of the basket from where we sit, Braylon Hinton will trigger the inbounds pass. A minute gone in this fourth quarter.
It's a lot of maturity needed for a young fellow that age to play in a game like this.
Yeah, can get out of hand quick. Here's a Hinton three-point try. No good, a little long. Rebound pulled down by Maddox Donovan. Now a steal by Cliffy. McElvain gets the ball to Harris. Elijah to the basket. Layup good, and he's fouled. And Elijah Harris will be going to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Nice strong move to the basket. Checking back in will be Andrew Watkins for the Blue Jackets. 6:29 on the clock. Elijah from the line tonight is 1 for 2. His free throw's on the way and good. Give him half a dozen points and 4 rebounds.
Elijah's going to run our percentage.
Yeah.
He's making those.
62 to 22. With the basketball in the front court is Clark. Stops and pops from three-point range. No good, too long. And Biddle gets the long rebound. Harrison County's Wilson in the front court goes to the basket. Layup is missed. Morris with the rebound. Just didn't finish that time. Long outlet pass to Blake, who puts it up and in. Blake did not crash the boards that time and got away from us. That's his first points of the game. 62 to 24. 5:56 on the clock. McElvain at the right elbow. Gets in the corner to Wilson. Wilson dumps it down to Biddle, who wasn't really expecting it, but it's okay because Preston Blake pushed him in the back. That'll be Blake's 4th foul, 3 of them coming in the last couple minutes. Saucedo checks back in along with Letcher for the Nicholas County Blue Jackets. From his own baseline, Hinton to trigger the inbounds pass. Hinton lobs it to Elijah, up top to Wilson, to the right side to Hinton, long range. Hinton in front of the stable, gets it between the circles to Wilson, now on the near side of the midcourt circle to Elijah. Elijah hands it off to Hinton. Hinton at the foul line, spins, now puts one up in the lane from 12, spins out. Biddle with the rebound. His putback is no good, but he's fouled. 4 rebounds on the night for Blaine. And he'll go to the line where he's 1 for 2 tonight. First free throw by the senior is good. Increases his team's lead to 63.
Blaine's 2 out of 3.
24. Better stop that. He's blowing it.
Yeah,
there you go. Missed it, but coming in for the offensive rebound was Hinton.
And then he turned it over.
And then he throws it away. Not supposed to do that part of it. 4:51 left to go. Harrison up 63-24. Letcher with the basketball on the right side finds Saucedo. Saucedo inside the center circle, hands the ball off this time to Watkins. Watkins to Clark. Clark doubled up, and now the ball is knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
The second guys, whatever we're calling them, are playing better defense this time than they did in the second quarter.
I think they learned probably from Coach Brooks' halftime speech.
Yeah.
But
that quarter,
don't let down.
That timeout in the third quarter, they were all standing around.
Yeah, that got the attention of both the A team and the Biddle team.
Yeah.
With the basketball, Wilson. Outlet pass to Hinton a little too far, and it goes out of bounds. So give the ball back to Nicholas as coming in the game for the first time, Kaysen Wright. Kaysen, a 6'1 sophomore, averaging 0.7 points a game. Also checking in, Corbin Gilkey. Corbin, a 5'8 sophomore who's looking for his first points of the season. Well, if you've been thinking about a farm and machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. In the front court with the basketball comes Clark. Gets it in the middle to Morris. Morris drives to the block. His up and under shot is no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. That foul's on Wright. That'll be Kaysen's first. Well, the first time we played these guys, Harrison County won 66-29. The score at 63-24 is going to be very close to that original score.
Yes.
Morris is 1 for 2 from the line tonight. Came in averaging 9, has 5. First free throw is good. Makes it a 63-25 score. With 3:18 left. Second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good, and McIlvain comes down with the rebound. Good job, Cliffy. Elijah Harris will bring the ball into the front court inside the center circle. Angles to the right where he finds McIlvain in front of the stable. McIlvain fires a 3, no good off to the left. Rebound is pulled in by Saucedo. Saucedo gets the pass over to the far sideline to Clark. Clark trying to drive, has his dribble knocked away. Actually, it went off of Clark out of bounds, so Harrison will get possession of the ball. Back in the game, Maddox Donovan returns. Also, Watkins back in the game along with Saucedo.
All sophomores for us now.
Yeah. Gilkey on the far side of the midcourt circle lobs the ball to the top of the key to Wright. Wright drives down the middle of the lane and lays it up and in. Nice drive that time by Kaysen. Gets his name into the scorebook with the layup and puts his team up 65-25. 2:17 left. With the basketball, an off-balance shot put up and in by Letcher. That'll be Tate Letcher's 4th point. 65-27. 2:04 left. In the corner, Elijah Harris drives in the paint. In the corner, finds McIlvain for 3. Short. Kaysen Wright with the rebound. Kaysen bounces the pass over to the other side to Hinton. Hinton to Elijah, back out top to Hinton. Braylon to the basket, off the glass too hard, no good. And Kaysen Wright goes and gets another rebound. He'll go baseline where he gets it up top to Elijah for the open 3 try. Good! So give Kaysen the assist and Elijah Harris the tray for 9 points. 68-27 your score now. 1:24 left. And now
it's thrown out of bounds.
But I think it's going to be off the thoroughbred, so Nicholas will maintain possession. From his own baseline, Letcher to trigger the inbounds pass. Letcher looking, gets it over near the corner to Watkins. Watkins up top to Saucedo. His shot blocked by Kaysen Wright. He's doing it all. But Saucedo gets the rebound and goes back and puts it up and in for his first points of the night. Off the putback, 68 to 29. 40 seconds left. In the front court with the basketball. Here's a three fired up, no good by McIlvain. Rebound by Gilkey. His putback is no good. And now the rebound pulled in by Watkins. Into the front court come the Blue Jackets. Here's a long shot put up by Dylan Donovan, no good. And on the rebound, Hinton lost it out of bounds. Just 20 seconds and the clock running to go. Harrison wins the first game 66 to 29. Right now they lead 68 to 29. We're being monotonous. Inbounds pass. It'll be coming to Saucedo. With 6 seconds left, he drives, puts up a shot, no good. Kaysen Wright with another rebound. And that will bring us to the end. Harrison County wins by a final score of 68 to 29. Thoroughbreds now have won 11 of their last 13 and improved to 14-6 on the year, including 4-0 against district opponents. Meanwhile, Nicholas County 6-16. They are 0 for 4 against the teams in our district that they have played so far. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show sponsored by MCTC at the Lincoln Valley campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this game, as well as have a chat with Coach Brooks. We'll also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, from here on the hilltop in the back half of a girl-boy doubleheader, your final score, Harrison County 68, 29 for Nicholas County. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. enable the Harrison County basketball teams to earn a split in this girl-boy doubleheader. In the opener, the Phillies lost to the Lady Jackets 52-39, but in the nightcap, a 68-29 win by the Breds. A game in which the Thoroughbreds got out to a 20-2 lead at the very start of the game. Then after a little bit of a loss of intensity and focus in the second quarter, the Breds come out in the third quarter, and especially after a timeout that was well timed by Coach Brooks, they go on a 17-3 run to get the continuous clock going, and the rest was just a matter of what the final score would be, which coincidentally very close to what the score was when we played over in Carlisle. When we played these guys in Carlisle, we won 66-29. Tonight, we win 68-29. All right. Take a look at the scoring. First for Nicholas County. They failed to place a player in double figures. They were led by Maddox Donovan, who has 7. 6 points for Lincoln Morris. 4 points each for Ethan Sexton, Wyatt Clark, and Tate Letcher. And a couple of points as well for both Preston Blake and Oscar Saucedo. Also playing but not scoring for the Blue Jackets were Dylan Donovan as well as Andrew Watkins. For Harrison County leading the way, we had a couple of players in double figures. Caden Custard had 16 points, including a tray. Will Furnish, a nice night tonight with 12 points. He also had 6 rebounds and blocked 3 shots, so just all the way around a good night for Will. Also scoring for the Breds, Elijah Harris had 9 in limited action there in the second half especially. 8 points for Richard Harris. Also scoring for the Breds, J.D. Kendall had 6 on a couple of threes. 5 points on the night for Braylon Hinton. 4 for Blaine Biddle. 3 points each for both Mason Smiley and Clay Carpenter. And a couple of points to round things out by Cason Wright. Also playing but not scoring were Corbin Gilkey, Garrett Wilson, and Cliffy McIlvain. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break and come back and have Mike take a look at the team stats after this timeout. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCY. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County wins 68-29, joined now by assistant coach Andrew Case. And Andrew, for the most part, we played pretty well. There was a little bit of a lull in the second quarter when we kind of lost our intensity, but came back in the third quarter. Still not exactly in sync, but then during a timeout, Coach Brooks gathered everybody around, and after that, we were fine.
Yeah, for the most part, very happy with the effort. I felt like we came out, like you said, great intensity that first group. Made some substitutions and, just felt like we didn't have our same flow that we normally have with our second unit. But I thought the next time those guys came back out, the energy was there. So that was good to see. We told the guys yesterday that, to be prepared for anything, that Nicholas County or Robertson County or Pendleton County, whoever we're playing in the district, they've got to come out and try something. They've got to come out and play with some fire. Because they don't want to be the 4 seed,
right?
And that was our motivation to them. I thought the guys responded well tonight.
And I think that one of the things about we're still trying to figure out a name for the second team. We don't like second team. We don't like B team. I've just about decided on Biddle team, but we'll discuss that later. But anyway, Mike made a good point that these guys that come in as the second wave aren't used to playing in games like this where it's out of hand, and you start thinking about it too much and you stop hustling. But like you said, they came out and did much better when they did the same thing in the fourth quarter.
Right, and it is kind of hard when you come back in and you kind of tend to relax. That's just natural. But so hopefully it's a tight game. Those guys come in with the same fire that they always do, and we got to see about Clay. We hope he's okay. And, he says he's pretty hurt, so
really
we'll kind of go with the next man up. We talked about in practice yesterday that. We got like 2 weeks left, and don't take anything for granted and play hard every night because you never know what could happen. And we hope it's not serious, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow and the next couple of days. So big one tomorrow. Got to load up against Becker. and make it tough on him just like we did the first time.
We did very well the first time. He ended up getting 24 points, but he was 8 for 21 or something like that. So all we have to do is the defense we played against him the first time was so great, just having a body on him, and whenever the ball came to him, we had 2 people collapse on him. It worked before. Let's see if it'll work again.
Right, bodies and hands everywhere whenever he catch it. That was probably the hardest 24 he's had all year.
Yeah.
So if he gets 24 again, that's fine, but it's got to be the hardest 24 he's had, since then. So make it tough and contest on their shooters. Pulowski can get hot from outside,
right,
so
sure.
Close out and contest on him, and find a way to find that same energy in a short turnaround that you had tonight.
All right, congratulations on the win, Coach, and we'll talk to you in Mount Olivet tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All righty, Assistant Thoroughbred Basketball Coach Andrew Case after Harrison County's 68-29 win over Nicholas. Okay, Mike, take a look at what the stats look like.
All righty, for the Blue Jackets, they shot the ball 46 times, made 12 for 26%. They were 2 out of 12 from the three-point line for 16.7%. Only 3 out of 8 from the foul line for 37.5%. They had 20 turnovers and 22 rebounds. That's too close to the same number.
Very much too close, yeah.
14 defensive rebounds and 8 offensive. They scrapped. They just, the size advantage is too much and the quickness and everything. But for the Thoroughbreds, Harrison County shot 44% in both halves. 28 out of 63 for the game for 44%. 5 out of 15 from the three-point line for 33%. 7 out of 12 from the foul line.
Yeah, that's still not very good.
That's 58%, which is above 50, but that's not, you got to be a 70% foul. Nobody's guarding you.
Yeah.
70% foul shooter team is optimum, at least that. 17 turnovers, which is not good either. But we kind of got a little ragged there, and everybody was ragged. But we did have 40 rebounds, 21 defensive and 19 offensive rebounds. We hit the boards well and did a good job. We just we got our like Coach Kay said, the second guys, whatever we're calling them, came in the fourth when they came in the second time in the second half, the first time in the second half.
Yeah.
Played with much more intensity.
Right.
Played better defense, and that's what these guys. You and I figured it out.
Yeah.
If you want to play for Coach Brooks,
you better play
hard.
better
Play some defense.
That's right.
And he called that timeout in the third quarter. Yeah. We were way ahead, but they weren't pressuring the ball. And the next time after the timeout, I think we turned them over 3 or 4 times in a row because we trapped the ball and was playing hard, like Coach Brooks, I'm sure, said in a nice way in the huddle.
Yeah. So we'll take our last break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company Player of the Game. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. Back up here at the Hilltop. I didn't say that on the air.
Probably not on the visit anyway.
Yeah. Harrison County wins 68-29. Tough one here. I'm going to call our Judy Construction Company Player of the Game Elijah Harris. Elijah with 9 points, including a three-pointer. He also grabbed 4 rebounds, 3 of which were offensive rebounds. Shortest man on the floor, digging in for those rebounds. He also, he was like everybody else. He's 1 for 2 from the line, so, But anyway, a good game for Elijah, our Judy Construction Company Player of the Game. Now remember, people, we've mentioned this several times. We are playing in Mount Olivet tomorrow night. Those games were originally scheduled for Friday, but with the bad weather, possibly, supposedly, could be, according to Chris Bailey, coming in. Not going to happen, I don't think, but just in case, we're going to play those games against Robertson County and Mount Olivet tomorrow night. The girls' game will be at 6. Boys game around 7:30 or so. We'll have all the action of both games right here on WCYN.
This weather forecast like Harry carrying a home run call. It might be. It could be.
It might be. It could be. Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
That's right.
But we'll find out pretty soon. All right. I want to thank Mike for helping me out on the second game. Also want to thank our engineer back at the station, Ed Lewis, who drove us through both those games. And as always, I want to thank all of our sponsors because without their help, we would not get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the hilltop in this girl-boy doubleheader, in the first game, it was the Nicholas County Lady Jackets defeating our Phillies 52-39. But in the nightcap, your final score for the final time, Harrison County 68, Nicholas County 29. Good evening.